Gentlemen, you're very welcome.
Thanks, John. It's brilliant to be here.
And on behalf of the union, we're very grateful for you agreeing to host the blue ribbon of the Pitch and Putt season, really, the match play championship.
Thank you. It's a big honour for us to host the competition. It's a big honour for us to host the competition. We're delighted in the union for placing their faith in us, and hopefully it'll be a very good weekend. So,
I'm going to take you back to 1970, a new decade at the end of the swinging 60s, Samba Soccer World Cup in Brazil. But a momentous year for Pitch and Putt in Tipperary town.
It was, yeah, it was a fabulous day really for Tipperary. We've had nothing like it since, really, you know. I know that on that day, the rain that fell that morning, I think some of the lads would remember it, you know, but it was some fabulous scoring on that day, you know. We're really looking forward to everybody coming back to Tipp. We'll see how that will go, you know. Hope we'll have a better day.
2005 then was a sad day for Pitch and Putt in Tipperary. The course was forced to close down for a number of reasons, but a man well known to all of us, the late great Sean Keane, former patron of the union, he got together some like-minded individuals and he got things going again in Tipperary.
yeah, it was 2009. It was Sean, obviously, was one of the founder members, and it was Sean's brainchild that the club should be reformed. As you said, it closed for a variety of reasons, but it was Sean's vision that there should always be Pitch and Putt in Tipperary, and Sean approached a number of people. And I suppose it just went from there, and the club was reformed in 2009, and I suppose it's gone from strength to strength from there. So it's been great, and we owe a huge debt of gratitude to Sean. As you said, 1970, Sean, one of the founder members, and again in 2005, he managed to get the whole team off again. So, you know, it's great.
Back when I was playing Pitch and Putt, which is a long time ago, I used to visit Tipperary Hills regularly to play in a competition called the Mazda Scratch Cup. That was a wonderful tournament, wasn't it?
It was sponsored locally by the local Mazda garage, and that's why it became the Mazda. We had to retire the trophy there lately. We still have it. It's still the big old Mazda trophy, I suppose. It's synonymous with Tipperary Hills. It's still up in the trophy cabinet in the hills. It'll be on display for the match play. But yeah, fabulous competition. Used to attract great competitors, and it was well worth a visit to the hills for the Mazda.
As well as the Mazda, you're always known as a host venue for championships. I think it started with Munster Championships in the 1970s and then 1980s for the National Championships. Bit of a gap then when the course closed, but back with the Munster match play, I think in 2012, and the Munster Intercounty in 2014, but another great day then in 2015, and 25 years on from that Intercounty in 1990, you hosted the Juvenile Weekend.
We did, yeah, and it was some fabulous play that weekend by the juveniles, on the individuals and on the team. And best my recollection, Dublin came out winners. And it was in the last few holes that their players were just exceptional in the last couple of holes, and that's what won it for Dublin. But a great day was had by all. I think a lot of people were amazed by the course, the length of the course. You know, there's some fabulous shots there, you know. You could lose it on one hole from Tipperary Hills, you know.
And mentioning the course, it's always been reckoned to be a superb viewing course. Do you have a favourite vantage point that you could suggest for spectators to get an optimum view of the action?
Yeah, it's probably one of the best viewing courses in the country. I suppose from 8 to 12, the Long Hollow as we call it locally, there's quite good viewing points. There's 4 or 5 seats along there, and there's some good viewing points. And I suppose if you go to the 15 tee box, you can see the rest of the course from there, with the bucket as we call it being the finishing hole, and you can actually see everything from there. So it's a fabulous spectator. Bit of a walk back from the final 8, from the last, but that's always been part of Tipperary Hills. When we reformed, we did look at changing that around, but we couldn't. And I suppose Tipperary Hills was always famous for the long walk back. So maybe not everybody will get there this time, but some people might be going back a little bit earlier. But that was one of the things in Tipperary Hills, was the long walk back. So.
They're all athletes anyway. The people who have qualified for this, they'll have no problem walking back from the 18th to the 1st.
No, I think some of them the first time round will have a spring in their step going back, and others maybe dragging themselves. But look, it doesn't take that long to get back, and it's just, I suppose it is what it is. It's just part of it, and it'll give you time to chill out and get ready for your next assault on it.
And mentioning the characteristics of Tipperary Hills, Are there any holes that you think could be critical or decisive? Where are these championships going to be won and lost?
We'll be won or lost in the middle section of the course, really, I think, from 8 to 12. That's it. There's a few tough holes there. And then when you turn 14, 15, and 17, these are the holes I think that's won and lost on. You know, the first 7, 8 holes are reasonably easy. For the guys that have been playing there, not the likes of me.
Socially, perhaps then, for a minute, what can the qualifiers, their spectators and their supporters expect? And also, do you want to say something about the accommodation? Because I think accommodation is a little bit scarce at the moment, is it?
Accommodation is a small bit scarce. There's weddings in the 2 hotels. With it being the June bank holiday weekend, I suppose there's a lot of people coming to Tipperary town, I suppose for match play and several other things. I think there's a hill walking festival on. So accommodation is a little bit scarce. I've put some names of places and telephone numbers on my Facebook page if anybody wants to look in on that. And there is a link to accommodation in Tipperary town, so if anybody just wants to get on that. But I mean, Cahir, Cashel, or 12 miles away, Limerick, you're out from Limerick in a half an hour, so it's really, you know, we're not that far away from a lot of places. So, socially, there's plenty to do in Tipperary town socially. It depends on what you like, I suppose, but there's a lot going on there, you know, and we went into all the good spots.
Sure.
You mentioned 1919, the Inter-County Championship. A certain Bria White, I think, was the captain of the Tipperary ladies team that won that day. And in championships in Tipperary Hills, it's been mostly the ladies, apart from a certain Seamus O'Halloran, who have done well for the Premier County. I'd imagine you're hopeful that Rita can be a factor again and maybe add to the match play she won in Partine 3 years ago.
I would think that Rita will be favourites, especially on her own course. I like to see somebody beat her on that course. You know, it's going to be very hard to beat. I know some very good ladies out there, but home advantage would mean a lot, you know. And I think even on the men's side, we have 4 and 5 lads qualified. I'd give all of them a chance as well.
No Tipperary man has actually ever won the National Men's Championship since 1961, actually the first one, Owen Morrissey, although I think Paul O'Brien from Lakeside, he was a gallant runner-up 10 years ago in Stackallan. So who from the current crop would you pick as a possible Tipperary winner?
Well, we have, as I say, a few of our own lads, James Ryan, Anthony Culhane, Johnny Cummins. All these lads will give them a chance. I suppose Paul O'Brien from Templemore, James Cleary from Hillview. But there's a few dark horses in there too, so hopefully we'll be hoping to have Windy Double.
Why not? Gentlemen, that's been wonderful. We wish you every success with the hosting of the event. Thank you very much again, Michael and Michael.
Thanks, John.